Oh, plot is getting interesting now. So I called someone was gonna betray someone. It's not really a betrayal, it's more of a I'm attacking you to help you kind of thing. So Yugioh betrays, he doesn't betray him, he puts a stop to Yuya / Zarc's shenanigans that he's doing, and he uses a banned illegal card that they created, a prototype basically, which the bug that it has is after Solid Vision ends, it sticks around. So he uses it to chain Yuya against the wall. Now, how can that be a glitch or a bug as he describes it? You've just created something with Solid Vision out of nothing, and then the technology that keeps it around goes away, and it now exists. You could build structures, you could build anything you wanted with this creation. Well, that is an underused feature they did not think about. But I'm getting off the point. So this episode was very, very interesting for a lot of reasons. One, because Yuya was willing... Well, I keep saying Yuya. It's pretty much Zarc that is in control of this duel for like 89% of the duel. Why 89%? I don't know. It's just a number I came up with. There is a little glimmer of hope where Yuya's sort of fighting back, saying, Reggie, you know, I'm still here, don't worry. And everyone's like, yes, that's definitely Yuya. It's all cool. That's not this evil Zarc guy you're on about. But the main bit is when Yuya's going a bit... He's going a bit over the top. He wants to nuke the field and all that. Kill Reggie in the process, as he wants to do. Yuzu, in one of the pods, is like, Yuya, don't do this. He's like, no, you're right, I shouldn't do this. Okay. And then the professor turns on like the machine, and she starts disappearing, and he just switches straight back to rage mode, and he's like, I'll fucking kill you! But I'm glad we got to see Raging Dragon again, because I really like Raging Dragon. He's awesome, and his effect is so cool. And the fact that Zarc was willing to sacrifice Reggie as a way to sort of win, that's pretty cool. And like when Yuya actually attacked Reggie's monster, that was in the professor's control. It did damage to Reggie. He just sort of looks at Reggie and goes, what was that about? He's so casual about it. You know, throughout this episode, you can hear that sort of heartbeat noise. That's like, you can hear it sort of going throughout. Did that make you like really tense while you was watching it? I was like, oh shit, this is stressing me out a little bit. Like in a good way kind of thing. I thought that was a really good use of it, where I felt like there was an ominous presence about, and at any moment it could just arrive. Some things that we learned in this episode as well is the fact that we kind of knew this, but Ray and Zarc, before they were split up, or as they were getting split up, they had a little bit of influence on where they were going to be reincarnated kind of thing. So Ray wants to be reincarnated close to Zarc or Yuya so that she can keep an eye on him and keep him from uniting the worlds kind of thing. And obviously Zarc wanted to be reincarnated as the son, I guess, of someone who could teach him how to be a great duelist to help get him back together quicker. So that's sort of how that's worked. I get a lot of Avatar The Last Airbender vibes from this show, now I really think about it, because there's 4 different summoning styles. Fire, water, earth, and wind, if we're going by Avatar kind of thing. There's different nations, they are all at war with each other, you see where I'm going with this? And there's a bit of reincarnation involved, and yeah. And our main character, Yuya, or Aang, he's gone through this series, been mastering all 4 summoning techniques, much like the bending style. Never noticed this comparison until now. That's crazy. Now, in the preview for the next episode, we see Yugo and Yuri, like, obviously they're already dueling each other. I kind of forgot where they were, because I was just so invested in this one duel at the moment. But I think what's happening now, because they're all in the glowy eyes phase, and we hear Yuri mention the fact that you're going to fuse with me, mate, and then Yugo's like, no, you're going to fuse with me. So I think the winner of this duel is the one that's going to take dominance, and they will absorb the other person, which I think that would be really cool and an interesting scenario for this series to go into, where Yuri absorbs Yugo. So Yuri's the mad, sort of eviler one of the 2 people, and he's got like a good like voice in his head, whereas Yuya is kind of the good one. And Yuto's not evil, but he's kind of darker than Yuya, I guess, so that's kind of his influence kind of thing. And seeing them 2 fight each other to see which one will get the dominance and be able to absorb the other 2, they're quite interesting. Other than that, there was just one last thing I wanted to mention, which is the Professor plays a card, which obviously Reggie is being a boss at the start of the episode, but then the Professor activates a card that steals his monster, and then he's allowed to fusion summon with 1 less fusion material monster. And unless I missed something, I'm pretty sure he fusion summoned with just 1 monster. And doesn't that defeat the point of fusion because it's like two things becoming one. It's one thing becoming a new thing. That's not fusion. Oh, speaking of Reggie as well, when the professor was like, Reggie, ever since you were little, you were a prodigy. You were really, really smart. You always did things the right way. That's why you're a predictable son of a bitch, and I knew you'd do the right thing, so I knew that I could plan ahead and stop you from doing that. And, yeah, it cuts Reggie really deep when he calls him basically a second-rate duelist and a second-rate businessman. Ah, not Reggie. So, yeah, another fantastic episode from this series. Series obviously started like this, and then it went like this. And now that we're in the fusion arc of the series, bosh, it's right up there. Everything that's coming out so far has been really, really interesting. I'm really enjoying it. I want to know what you guys think of it so far. What are our predictions of what's going to happen in the next few episodes? What is Yugioh's plan? He says that he has a plan. But what is it? So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Catch you later. Where Yuri absorbs Yugo.
Right then guys, so recently I subscribed to Loot Crate. Specifically I subscribed to Loot Anime. They specialise in sending Loot Anime related stuff. And I thought that I'd do an unboxing for you guys and show you the kind of stuff I got. Unfortunately I'm in the future, so I've already opened it all so I know what I get. This is what the box looks like after you've turned it inside out. It's kind of like a treasure chest. Which we're going to see a